All right, good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming out here on a really cold day. Appreciate you being here. My name is Enis Cirak. I'm the co-founder of Inner Solutions, and we help people overcome anxiety. So, I don't want to get too into it, but it's an extremely big problem. I'm sure everybody here knows somebody in their life who has had anxiety or maybe is dealing with it right now. Sadly, typical solutions like medication and talk therapy can be inaccessible, slow, or lacking in empathy. So our solution is to provide coaching services for people who have been through anxiety and do it within 24 hours. So what we do is we basically match people up who have been through it with people who are going through it right now. And the idea is that, in our experience, when we do that, most people feel a lot more understood, they feel a lot more seen, and the recovery rates are higher. So what makes us unique is that our coaches have a lived experience, they've been through it, but we also do exposure therapy, somatic therapy, internal family systems therapy. These are some of the more cutting-edge modalities of healing. And we also do the holistic solution of just looking at your lifestyle as well. A lot of therapy up until now has been focused on the cerebral part, your thoughts, your mind, what's going on up here. And these days, a lot of modern therapy is moving down into the body and helping people to feel what is going on here. There's a great book called The Body Keeps a Score. We're learning more and more that our emotions are stored in our system, and somatic therapy and internal family systems is one way to relieve that or release the unprocessed emotions. So again, we provide lived experience within 24 hours. One of our benefits is that we've been pretty active on social media for the last couple of years. We've had a few million views on platforms like TikTok, and I get a lot of messages, thousands of comments and hundreds of messages from people sharing their lived experience, and I have a lot of experience just talking to the client and seeing what they're about. And they tell us specifically, I need somebody with a lived experience, and I'm waiting on therapy, so it can take a long time. This is a comparison between us and other big brands. Maybe you've heard of BetterHelp. All three of those companies are billion dollar companies. It's a really big problem. They were able to scale really fast with funding. And what separates us from them is that we are anxiety specialists and that we require a personal experience to conduct that support. So our business model is pretty straightforward. Each coach is considered a micro section of the business. It costs $15,000 to fully onboard and get the clients for that one coach. Once they are fully onboarded, they generate $9,000 of revenue each month, and it costs $6,000 to maintain that. In that $6,000, I'm including everything, including the churn. So sometimes clients leave at the end of the month, and the churn can offset that. The ad expenses can offset that churn. So at the end of the day, we're bringing in $3,000 of gross profit from each coach. And every time that we add that coach, it gets easier and easier and easier to add another one because of the scaling effects. So far, we're doing about $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. We've had 4.4 million views on TikTok in the last 90 days. And we have a really healthy lifetime value to customer acquisition cost ratio of 6.7. This is a little bit about the team. Hi, I'm Enis. I grew a previous startup from 0 to 45K MRR, and we ended up selling to a private buyer. And my co-founder, Jim, he's in Nashville, Tennessee right now. He's a real expert when it comes to mental health. He's conducted thousands of private sessions and hundreds of live classes. So together we kind of balance each other. I'm more on the business side and he's more on the mental health side. So we are raising $200,000 in seed funding via Safe Notes at a 1.5 million value cap. We've raised 30,000 so far, probably 50,000 actually as of last week. And this will be used to expand our team to 10 coaches. So at 10 coaches, that's $1 million in annual revenue. This is just a breakdown of how it's going to be spent. $150K to recruit, train, and fill up the schedules of 10 coaches. $10K for software and contractors, and $20,000 to seed and affiliate marketing, and $20,000 to just go for unexpected expenses and buffer. Here I made a projection based on the assumption that, assuming we only get $150K in investment, we can still hit a really nice goal of $267,000 in monthly gross profit by month 18. This is about $6 million in annual revenue. And the assumptions here are, if we can just maintain a cost of acquisition of $375 or lower and have a retention rate of 84% or higher and a 58% show-up rate or higher, we should be able to scale in that way. I'm confident about hitting those numbers because we've hit those numbers in the past. So in the past, we've spent about $45,000 on advertisement with an average CAC of $350. So I believe we can do better than that because we're learning more about marketing each month. So I think 375 is an achievable goal to hit. In the past, I personally have a 90% retention rate. Jim has a 92% retention rate. So in the past, we've hit that, and I think 84% is achievable. And the same thing with the show-up rate. So underlying assumptions of what would consider this projection sheet is something that we've already hit in the past. In terms of going from 1 million to 100 million in ARR, it's really just doing more of what's working. If we can scale to 10 coaches, then the same systems can be scaled up to 1,000 coaches. And each time we add a new coach, it makes it easier because there's a feedback loop where every time there's a new coach, it adds to the net profit. So in conclusion, we have a proven system to help people overcome anxiety. We've made hundreds of sales and are generating $10,000 in monthly recurring revenue. And we strongly believe $200,000 can help us grow to $90,000 in MRR. At $90,000 MRR, we can continue to grow rapidly by reinvesting these profits. So we're looking for people to join our mission and help millions of people overcome anxiety. I have some supplemental slides, but I'll leave that for afterwards.
Thank you very much.